Hello, my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate reading for May, June 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Join the Circle Productions, and fellow Earth sign. Always happy to help my Capricorns. I love you all so very, very, very much. I have said on camera several times I wouldn't mind marrying a Capricorn. Slow and steady wins the race, but they get younger as they get older and so dependable. And nothing like two Earth signs together. If you get my read, you're about to get a read from me. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell because I'm putting out content every single day. Live streams, I'm going back into my old Vimeo.com on-demand stuff, pulling stuff out, editing it, putting out prayers and meditation. I'll probably do that tomorrow. As well as I do new moon, full moon, Sabbath stuff, all sorts of kind of whatever. So this way you'll know when stuff hits, and upload times are taking so long. If something actually publishes at 2 a.m. when it's finally ready, I'll be up. This way you'll get the notification if you're up as well. Cool, cool. Let's get down to biz though. Oh, feel free to comment in the description box as well, because I do like a good comment. I do like when people give feedback. Otherwise it's just like yelling into the vacuum of the internet here. This is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what does not. Check your other signs. That's why I'm trying to keep them relatively short, under 40 minutes if I can swing it, depending on the reading. Only 13 cards total. I think you'll like the spread. It's not overly cumbersome, but we'll give you some information for May, June 2020, or timeless whenever you are watching this. We are looking at a soulmate contract read. Divine Feminine will be on this side. Party number one. Party number two will be Divine Masculine. Has nothing to do with biological gender, more with energetic dynamic. It's a really good way to look at a soulmate contract. We all have both masculine and feminine energy in balance. But, even in a relationship that can go back and forth. Who's the divine masculine? Who's the divine feminine? I see that happen often in my own life as we kind of switch that within ourselves. But soulmates are different than twin flames. There are some links in the description box below explaining the difference. That will help understand this reading. This is not a twin flame reading. Very, very different twin flame. Nor do you only have one soulmate. Nor do you only have one twin flame. Nor are they all romantic, sexual, either variety. But this is about the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract. The ones that we've been working on for a really long time, really. Centuries, more like millennia, actually, if you kind of check the past life vibe on that. So keep an eye on your breath. It'll keep you in the present moment, keep you in the now, so you can really receive the guidance and grace, not just from your own source, but from mine. It's the same source. But you'll also be able to feel what resonates, leave what doesn't, and then you'll be free to check your other signs. Let's do this. We're going to start with 2 Caroline Myss archetype deck cards, one for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine. All the decks that I read are in the description box at the very, very bottom. Do check out my description box. There's some cool stuff in there. Let's do this. Breathe. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, 2 cards, one for the Divine Feminine and one for the Divine Masculine. In this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, soulmate, sexual contract for May, June 2020, or timeless. Please, what do you got, please? One for the Divine Feminine, top of the deck. Thank you, nice. Ooh, top of the deck. Thanks for saying that. Because 2 came with, but I took the top one. And please, one for the Divine Masculine in this Capricorn soulmate contract. Before I flip these over, archetypes are neutral. Light and dark, shadow and light, lead and gold, toxic and healthy. The shadow attribute, as written on these cards, is the stuff nobody wants to look at, but it's what you're helping each other heal. That's what a soulmate contract is, that you help each other heal. Twin flame contracts, you teach each other how to heal yourselves. And that sounds nice on paper, but it is rough. So I'll get to those twin flame reads eventually. but we're doing soulmates here. These are more satisfying and symbiotic. So let's see who our lucky happy couple is. Okay. The student archetype for the divine feminine, but the divine masculine, the student archetype is the wisdom family of archetype. The divine masculine has one of the 4 survival archetypes. And what I mean by survival archetype is it's a family of 4, only 4 archetypes that everybody has. The child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute, y'all got the victim. So it's all about boundaries, but the bright side of the victim, the light attribute, is victor, the victor, like the winner, right? That in order to go from victim to victory, you have to set boundaries, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But let's start with the divine feminine. Ladies first is how we roll here, even though it's not about biological gender. Please forgive the pronouns, the gendered pronouns, so that I don't lose my frickin' mind while I'm doing this. We have the student archetype. Member of the wisdom family, shadow attribute, arrogance in pursuit of destructive knowledge. Ooh, what I can do with a car battery, what I just learned, it's not great. Unwillingness to translate knowledge into action, what we call a forever student, right? It's just they just keep taking classes and keep taking classes, and their lives don't change because they don't take action. The light attribute, humility and devotion to knowledge and openness to lifelong learning, which I think is just essential in relationships in general, particularly in a soulmate contract. The student will always be able in their light to find more and more things just fascinating that they learn about their partners, themselves, and the relationships as they go. Now, if you haven't clicked off already, everybody has the victim archetype. It's how we learn how to survive through boundaries and self-esteem. Go read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, the author of this deck. Life-changing book, for me at least. The shadow attribute, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. Right? It's like, oh, no, I'm nothing special. No, you're great. You're wonderful. Oh, no, not me. I'm just crap. No. You know, it's a telltale sign. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. Inability to, like, you can set them, but can you maintain them? And the light attribute, the light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So get that boundaries. When we first learn boundaries, it's you can't do that to me. Then as we mature, we go, oh, I can't do that to you, right? It's both. It's not just what you keep out, it's what you bind back. So look at the word bind in terms of boundary, like binding spells are all about boundaries, right? Trust me, I know several. Oh, more than several. So interesting couple, a student and a victim, but the vibe that I'm getting off these two just right off the bat, as it were, is that there's a flirtation here. That both have been hurt. So as long as they can be open to this, they can really help each other heal. So this should be a very interesting read. What we're going to do is we're going to get 2 Healing with the Angels oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. So what are the angels that are walking with them, helping them heal, hence the Healing with the Angels oracle. That then as they heal themselves, they will be healing each other. They help each other heal. It's part of a quantum entanglement, a soulmate contract that way. Breathe. That's why after you get to know each other, you're like, wow, you went through that, I went through that, but I went through it this way, right? It's like, I learned that too. It's like, yeah, oh, you healed that, I healed that. Duh, it's a soulmate contract. It's the quantum divine plan. So here we go. My angels, please. 2 cards, one for this divine feminine student archetype, one for this divine masculine victim archetype in this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract, May, June, timeless, 2020 or timeless, please. What you got for the divine feminine, please? Just 1 card, please. Just 1. No, that's 2. Please, just 1 card for this divine feminine student archetype. Okay. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to look, but I did. And 1, please, for this divine masculine victim archetype. Good. Okay. Well, I really like the one that I saw because for the student to have truth and integrity, that they may be studying truth, right? Or really studying integrity or studying with truth and integrity, that they're really looking for the truth. And that could be a spiritual student, not just a seeker. a student. A seeker, the shadow side is an inability, a compulsion to keep moving on, where the student can just study the same thing forever and ever and ever and never put it into action. But particularly with truth and integrity, there's a thing about wholeness and loyalty and honor here. So loving that big time for this divine feminine. For the divine masculine victim, we've got playfulness. Well, that's nice, okay? So the divine feminine student's going to heal through the angels of truth and integrity. The divine masculine victim finds victory through being playful. That perhaps the boundaries that they have for other people to keep everyone out and no one's going to ever touch me again. I'm through with love. I'll never fall again, right? Might put a gate in to let this one in, because there'll be something more playful. Now, either one of these can be Capricorns. They can both have planets in Capricorn. But like I said, why I would marry a Capricorn, hopefully one a little bit older than me, is because they grow younger as they get older. They get more playful because their structures are in place. They feel they can relax. They're creative earth, that they've created this mountain, and then they can play on the mountain. So either way, just lovely. I like these two. I mean, there's not been any of these soulmate reads that I haven't been like, aw. It's the twin flames that I'm like, ugh. If you watch the videos in the links below, you'll understand why that is if you're unfamiliar with my work. And the work of Matt Kahn. We're using his deck last. We're going to take 3 cards. Simple timeline, past, present, future, using the Daughters of the Moon. For the Divine Feminine, the same dealio with the Mythic Tarot. For the Divine Masculines, past, present, future, where they are in these contracts. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses, please. The collective divine feminine, please. 3 cards, simple timeline, past, present, future, for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, dealing with this divine feminine student archetype in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for May, June 2020 or timeless. Where has she been? The card of the past in this contract. Where is she now in this contract? And where is she headed in this soulmate contract with this divine masculine victim? Now keep in mind, they may not have met yet. This should indicate a little something in that order, but it's going to play out differently for each person that is watching this. So let's see, where has she been? Well, the Six of Blades, the card is called manipulation, but I wouldn't get too twisted about that, because that can very much be about seeing things differently, playing with something in your mind. If you think of the Six of Blades, the Six of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot, and I see it in so many other decks, where it's that the ferryman kind of taking the woman and the child from choppy water to smooth water, because that can be about counseling. That can be about meditation. That can be just about seeing things differently, seeing things from another perspective. And as a student of truth and integrity, that makes sense. That whatever it is that they were raised with, probably they've spun it a little bit and are looking at life and perhaps love and relationships very differently. Where is she now? The Five of Blades. So going from the 6 to the 5 isn't going backwards, but maybe has gathered so much information that she's in the hurricane, right? So many thoughts, so many opinions, right? Particularly if they have met, it can be the toxicity of the well-meaning people in their life, or whispering in their ear, saying, but what about this, and what about that? You know, they play victim, and now they blah, 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 blah. Are they too playful? Blah, 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 blah. Ready? Tina Belcher. Right? Stay in the eye of the hurricane if you're this divine feminine student. All hurricanes pass, not just all storms, but it is an air card, and Five of Blades could absolutely change your mind, but it would make sense coming from that card of manipulation, that you learn something, see something different, and it throws your mind into some chaos, which is necessary for change. Where is she going? This totally makes sense. The Hanged Man in this deck, called Reversal, where this woman voluntarily hangs herself from a branch to go with the flow, literally in a river, and the face that is reflected in the water is different than the face reflected above water. So there is a time of reflection and perhaps some sacrifice in terms of letting go of point of view. So considering we've got 2 air cards and a major arcana card, this really does speak of someone who is seeking truth but may have some trouble or need some time to let go of thoughts that no longer serve, particularly belief systems that they were raised with. You know, even on the spiritual path, it's like, well, I create my own reality. I create my own reality, and we needed that. Not that it's not true, it's just not the whole truth. The whole truth is there's also the divine plan and the quantum field that all probabilities are already programmed in. It's like a video game, right? You can't be playing Mario Kart 1 second and in the same game be slaying a dragon unless that's already been programmed in. You know, not that I've played Mario Kart since the 90s, but you get what I'm saying? It's like, that's how it is. It's like, yes, everything's possible, but I cannot snap my fingers and turn into Nell Carter. There's a 1980s reference for you right there. No, I'm going to be Mark Angelo Lyons Slay Croak in this life. I can't all of a sudden, you know, Endora myself into someone else, because if I could, girl, I would not be working YouTube. Who would? Who would? I'd be wearing diaphanous gowns and flying all over the universe going to cocktail parties. Well, maybe after everything's settled down on planet Earth. But I like this. A willingness for this relationship to really see things differently. Perhaps this divine masculine challenges the divine feminine intellectually. Let's have a look. Breathe. I like Capricorns, like a lot. I like Capricorns a lot. Virgo that I am. All right. My gods, please. The collective divine masculines, the divine yangs, please. 3 cards. Simple timeline, basic timeline, past, present, future. For this divine masculine victim archetype with the angel of playfulness in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for May, June 2020 or timeless, please. Where has he been in this soulmate contract? Where is he now? In this soulmate contract, where is he going in this soulmate contract? We've got our past, present, future. Those literally flew out of, literally, they slid out of my hand. Where he been? Ooh. The Ten of Swords, not the prettiest of cards. The only deck that I've seen the Ten of Swords or the Ten of Blades is in this deck where it's the rattle. It's just a beautiful ceremony of resolution, right? Getting all of the information out and resolving something mentally. Something similar here. But here we see Athena and the Gorgons, little snaky heads, right? So, like, just collapsed. Just, it's all resolved, but exhausted. And you usually see that, right? Like, Rider-Waite, face down in the mud, 10 swords in the back, never about betrayal. I know it looks that way, but it's not. At least not in the way I read it ever. But the sun breaking through the clouds, which does say after a period of darkness and conflict, there is resolution. So coming from a place of at least mental resolution here, maybe that resolution is literally that's it. I'm done with relationships. But if they haven't met yet, I feel like that's going to change. Where is he now? The Empress. The Empress, the divine feminine, experiencing perhaps this divine feminine energy, if they have met, encountering this mothering energy. The card of the Empress is about marriage. It's about pregnancy, literal or symbolic, right? That there is a wealth here. Now, if the victim archetype, the divine masculine, has mother issues, that might be an issue coming from the past, but it feels like there's been some resolution here, at least mental resolution. So perhaps the boundaries, that this is someone more in with those boundaries set, more maintaining them, more in the victorious than the victimized. And remember, everybody has the victor archetype. Everybody does. Even nations and corporations have it, right? It's all about boundaries. Like when, you know, industrial espionage, somebody steals your plans and your formulas, right? Your boundaries were violated. You had an inability to maintain a boundary. So where is he headed? 8 of Swords. A lot of thought with these two. Interesting, they both have blades, swords, same thing, and 1 major arcana card. So there's a symbiosis here. They may not be ready to make this the real deal, but there is unconditional love going on here. I can feel it in that Empress card. I can feel that playfulness there. But the 8 of Swords is often about a mental trap. It just is. It's that caught between a rock and a hard place theoretically, in the mind. Perhaps thought they had this resolved, and then whoop, the next thing pops up. So we're going to leave that there because there's so much thought going on here that I would say, oh, air sign couple. Like if I didn't know this was a Capricorn reading, I'd go, there's an awful lot of air going on here. But with the Hanged Man and the Empress, Hanged Man in the future for this Divine Feminine, she might have to let go of him for a little bit as she learns and grows in her integrity. And he may absolutely be feeling the unconditional love of this soulmate contract, but then puts him in a place of, caught between the past and the future. Take away the love and the anger. It's a great Kate Bush song. Living in the gap between past and future, looking for a moment that'll never happen. Oh man, I gotta go listen to that song today. I love Kate Bush. Anyway, let's keep going. We have 2 cards to look at here. The Voices of the Higher Selves, the Whisper of Love Oracle. Wonderful deck. Comes right out and says it so very often. Let's see what the higher selves say. Nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, please. 2 cards. No, not that one. Didn't see what it was anyway. 2 cards, please. 1 for the Divine Feminine student archetype with the Angel of Truth and Integrity, and 1 for the Divine Masculine Victim Victor archetype with the Playfulness Angel walking with them, please. In this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate, contract for May, June 2020, or timeless. What do you got for the Divine Feminine, please? What do you have? Sorry, bad grammar. What do you have? What is the Whisper of Love for the Divine Masculine Victim Victor archetype? Embrace your emotions. For all of that air going on, she might be thinking herself into and out of and into and out of and into and out of, which a student will do. But if she's searching for truth and integrity, embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. So there's an intuitive part of there. Certainly emotions and intuitions and feelings are not always exactly the same thing, but that's probably part of her student's journey as well. For the Divine Masculine, get to know each other. Learning to meet each other's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. So maybe this rock in a hard place, at least theoretically, mentally, belief system-wise, that the boundary that he could set is like, I like you. Let's take this slow. Please, let's get to know each other, because I really don't want a repeat of what I did with mother figures in my life. And that's what I'm kind of getting from that Empress thing. That unconditional love, yes, is part of the mother goddess paradigm, archetype, schemata, call it what you will, the unconditional love. But that doesn't mean that they're your mother. Right? Like, I'm a mother archetype. My boys call me mama. Well, because they can't say papa. They go, rah, rah. So I am mama, and I'm okay with that. And I do. I mother them. But I also father them. I make sure that they have the food that they need, right? It's all a balance of that. But get to know each other is certainly a wise counsel for a victim archetype. Setting boundaries and learning how to endure in a soulmate contract, but I can totally feel them helping each other heal, because if his boundaries are intact and they're getting to know each other, she'll be able to embrace her emotions a little bit more and see things differently from an intuitive place. Yeah. Let's get you the last card down from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Whoever's watching this, if you work this mantra for a period of time, it takes a while for a mantra to really click into the subconscious where the soul starts doing the healing. You will help each other heal. That's part of the quantum entanglement. So both of you don't have to watch it, but if by chance both of you are, that would be really cool. And then you meet, I want to know if that happens. Breathe. My Ascended Masters. My Ascended Masters of Soul contracts, please, one card in clarity for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract, May, June 2020 are timeless, please. What do you got for this divine feminine student with the truth and integrity angel and this divine masculine victim victor archetype with the playfulness angels, please? What is their perfect healing mantra for the soulmate contract, May, June 2020 or timeless? Resolving anger. Yeah, so they're staying in their heads so that they won't actually deal with the anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. So yeah, they might know each other. They might have absolutely pissed each other off, but probably through intellectual differences. And so her needing the reversal to see things differently and him feeling a little trapped between his thoughts and his emotions, that could be very frustrating, very angering. So conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. So they probably have some intellectual conflicts going on there. Look, just because you're soulmates doesn't mean you're going to agree on everything 24/7. It doesn't work like that. You're going to help each other heal, but not like twin flames where you can't give each other the love and respect that you both want. Like, that's the difference. Like twin flames, they just can't give you the love that you want. You have to learn how to give that to yourself. So resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. When anger is resolved, you are able to see your emotional reactions or the abrupt responses of others as evidence of profound transformation taking place. In other words, the anger is not the problem. Well, there isn't a problem. The anger is a sign of a deep transformation taking place, like a soulmate contract coming into play. When anger is present, it acts as a sign of needing more space to face the feelings that are ready to be healed or to balance out patterns of doing with moments of silent being. So yeah, these two, if they are together, need to take some space for themselves. And if they're not together, or if they haven't met yet, then really they are processing through a big transformation in their life. And on planet Earth, who's not going through that in one shape or form in the world as is at the moment? As you resolve anger, you are able to find the time you need to be both rested and productive, both yin and yang. This mantra is ideal for managing stress, deepening interpersonal communication, like particularly if you don't agree on certain things, like for instance politically, and tempering frustration. Let's pop up the larger picture, see what else we see. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because we've got the divine feminine student archetype in the shadow attribute, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. In the light attribute, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And with that truth and integrity angel there, that she's looking for the truth and she's looking for wholeness. Hopefully she's looking for it within herself and giving as much truth and integrity as she is seeking. With that Six of Blades in the past, the manipulation, definitely juggling the mind, seeing things differently. Perhaps even in terms of counseling or in psychology or in politics, trying to see all sides of a thing to change her own mind, maybe not so much trying to change anybody else's, although that could be in there too, and that can certainly be an arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, trying to destroy someone's belief system with the jackhammer of truth rather than the compassion of truth. But then she steps into this Five of Blades hurricane. Perhaps this divine masculine really has a different belief set entirely from what she finds comfortable and finds herself in a hurricane of thought and a lot of changing of the mind and a lot of mental conflict. Moving into that card of reversal, perhaps that very much what's in that card of resolving anger, that the conflict is kind of making her realize she needs more space for herself, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the soulmate contract. It means that she needs to take some time and space for herself. To what? Embrace your emotions. Don't push down your feelings or judge your emotions. That kind of says it for her. That makes a lot of sense. For this divine masculine victim-victor archetype, we've got the shadow attribute of playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries, but the light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And with that angel of playfulness, maybe that playfulness there might come from a bit more of an injurious victimizer place when in the shadow, but in the light might be just like a little bit of a tease and poking fun at some of this divine feminine student's beliefs that's kind of driving her nuts, but also making her see things differently. And that might be because of the Ten of Swords in his past, having resolved some stuff. And it wasn't easy to do. So, you know, once you've been there a couple of times, like a couple of 100 times, you kind of get, don't sweat the small stuff, sweetheart. Because in the present moment, there's this card of the Empress, the ultimate divine feminine card, right? A true rulership there, an unconditional love, a fertility, a pregnancy, and possibly the yearnings of marriage there, like a real, solid, grounded love. But with that Eight of Swords, perhaps there are some conflicts here between them that it at least looks like a trap, that this isn't going to work, this isn't going to work. But with the voice from the higher self, get to know each other. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. That's going to really be what he's going to have to do, is set a boundary and say, look, let's work this out. Let's just get to know each other, but let's do it slowly. We don't have to rush through this. Because with conflict, with resolving anger, conflict reminds them of when they need more space for themselves. Just because they take space for themselves nowadays does not mean that they cannot resolve their anger and allow each other, right? That really being loving is saying, you have your opinion, I respect your opinion, but respect me, that I don't have to agree with it all the time. And in that, really, they can truly help each other heal and experience some real emotions here, not just the thoughts in this soulmate contract. Really lovely. My Capricorns, and look, if it's slow and steady wins the race, which is your milieu, your bailiwick, then this is really good for that. If you haven't met yet, it's going to be really interesting. I bet you click intellectually first, which means you could meet online or through social media. You know, not necessarily the same thing. Social media is online, but not all online is social media. But it really, really feels lovely here. And get that when they make you angry, they don't make you angry. You are going through a transformation, or vice versa there, that's allowing you to help each other heal. So may the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their soulmate contracts. May, June 2020 are timeless to heal, to grow, to learn, to become, to embrace their emotions, to get to know each other, to resolve anger, for their well-being and for the well-being of all concerned. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching again. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed for May, June, or timeless whenever you are watching this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.